The Holy Bible may preach peace, but when it is Christendom itself that is threatened, then it is every Christian's duty to defend all that is holy. His Holiness the Pope has called a crusade to reclaim the Holy Lands from the infidel, who would deny Christian pilgrims their right to visit the holy places. It is time for the armies of Christendom to put aside their differences and unite under one banner, the sign of the cross, and give back God's children what is rightfully theirs, or die trying.
Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Medieval Kingdoms Total War 1212 AD campaign. We're back on Total War Attila. It's been a while. We're going to be playing as the Principality of Antioch, so I hope you like the sound of it. So, for this series, the challenge that I've set out for myself is I want to get the achievement Found an Empire in the game, which is to conquer 18 settlements and form the Empire of Antioch. I also want to take Constantinople in this series and become the #1 strength faction in the game. I'll also put up on screen now the sub-mods I am running along with the 1212 AD mod. I personally prefer the Sanitation mod and the Unlimited Governors and Armies mod. I do really like Bran McBourne's campaign. I can't recommend it enough. If you want factions to be able to recruit multiple armies, like 3 to 4 from the get-go, and have huge, massive and really good conflict battles, I do recommend it. But if you want a sort of more slow, realistic campaign where you struggle even to found at least one army, maybe play the vanilla game. But I really enjoy the Bran McBourne sub-mod. The AI is a lot better, and I do recommend it. Makes the AI more aggressive and expansionist as well. And I'm using the Olympian Battle Camera mod. So without further ado, let's play the intro, and I'll go through the description of the campaign. Principality of Antioch. Our faction leader is Bohemund. Our population stands at 60,000, and our religion is obviously Catholic Christianity. Our faction attributes are Outrima, Dominion of the Normans. And here is the description provided by the 1212 AD mod team about the Antioch campaign. The great city of Antioch stands as one of the mightiest settlements in all of the Levant, considered by many to be the core which holds Christian kingdoms of Outrima together. Captured from the Seljuks during the events of the First Crusade, the city was claimed by Bohemund of Trento, who then founded the Principality of Antioch in 1098, second of the Fourth Crusader states. Amidst the ever-changing political landscape of the region, the Principality has endured for over 100 years, though not without its shares of blessings and tribulations. The strong initial position of the Crusader princes, they have been marred by court intrigue and petty disputes, resulting in conflicts among Christians rather than a united front against the opening hostile Eastern kingdoms. Under the rule of now Bohemund, Antioch and its allies now find themselves firmly on the back foot. The rise of Saladin and the Ayyubids, the Sultan has united the forces against the Christians, presenting the Crusaders with a seemingly insurmountable foe, which we're going to be dealing with throughout this series. With the collapse of the Byzantines in the west and the threatening rule of the Salatians in the west, Antioch find themselves surrounded and without too many friends. We must look to secure our provinces before the inevitable Ayyubid incursion arrives. Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. Let's get stuck into the Principality of Antioch campaign. We start off with one region, of course, Antioch, our capital, and we have an army inside as well. We have the Crusader states to the south in Acca and Cyprus. Looking at the family tree, we're currently under the reign of King Bohemund. King Bo, we'll call him. Here are the Outremer traits for Antioch. And we have a defensive alliance with the Crusader states. We do have a fair few trade rights throughout the Mediterranean and Italian states, which is fantastic. But you're most welcome to pause and have a look at those stats if you want. So, we've got a pretty decent family tree as well. Raymond, son and heir, 17. We do need to marry him off, of course. Bohemund II, Philip, and Henry. So, 4 sons. The line of Antioch is secure for now. So, let's give out some of these governorships. I do quite like the unlimited mod because realistically, there'd be so many candidates that would be available for officers. So, okay, so Venice, defensive pack. I think we'll go around, try and make trade rights, non-aggression packs and trade. Oh, the Iubids actually like us at the moment, which is interesting. So we'll negotiate with trade and non-aggression with Sicily. They're probably going to give us a decent amount of money for that as well, which should be good. We'll be able to build up our cities to larger castles. But yeah, the main objective of this series that I've identified is I want to take 18 provinces. I really want to go for the Empire of Antioch achievement. Before that, we need to found the Kingdom of Antioch, which is only 4 regions. And I want to take Constantinople for Antioch. I want to annex Anatolia and basically make that our kingdom. From Ankara to Constantinople and Anatolia, we will rule this land. That's the plan anyway. So there's a lot of empires in our way. The Latin Empire, Nicaea, the Iubids, Cilicia, the Kingdom of Jerusalem and Cyprus, and Rome as well. So strap yourselves in for a decent campaign. I am open to do more 1212 AD on the channel. There's still a fair few factions I haven't played as just yet. But there's been so many updates, so maybe I could repeat some of the series that I've done. Particularly with the HRE, the Holy Roman Empire. They've had a massive update, along with Sicily. Maybe redoing an England campaign. So we've got some archers we can bring in, along with some knights. Armenians, now loyal to the Antioch king. And we'll try and get some dismounted Templar knights eventually as well. So we'll try and get a full stack in operation, and then we'll see where we go. We could betray the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Maybe, not just yet. We could push into Cilicia to the north. Same with the Iubids. But taking control of Levant. Well, Levant. Yeah, I've always said Levant. I just actually said it because of French. Like, do the French call it Le Levant? Maybe. I don't know. But we've managed to get a pretty decent amount of money just from negotiating with factions. So here are the decisions. 4 regions. And we can't be the Holy Roman Emperor. Then we've got to get 18 to found an empire. That's what we're going for this series. Okay, we're negotiating with Venice here. We're going to be able to get an alliance, military access, and a bunch of money with them. The more alliances we can get with the other Christian factions in Christendom will secure our position and up our strength rating. So it's a really good deterrent. I do recommend it in 1212 AD. Trying to get as much money, trade, and non-aggression packs with the AI, and military access and military alliance spam as well. Because what this will do, it will give us a false sense of strength. Because if Cilicia, Rum attack us, they are going to get drawn in by the might of my allies in Christendom. Venice, Sicily, Epirus now as well. We're spending this first part of the early campaign securing ourselves for the long term. Trying to get military access, trade, and get as much money as we can. It's worth showing this. I'm getting an insane amount of money from these other states. So if we can create a huge and large war chest, we probably don't need it, economically speaking, just yet. But we will do once we start gobbling up and taking territory. But we are trading a fair, decent amount out of Antioch. Okay, so edicts-wise, probably go with raised levies, as we don't need money just yet. But we have just shy of, what is that, 100,000 gold? Yeah, we have 90,000 coins in our coffers. And now we're building a secondary army as well. We'll end the turn and see if we get attacked by anyone. And let's see how the AI reacts. They might even target us because of the amount of wealth we just amassed for the small one province principality. But I'll put in the description below the mod if you guys like to go download and play along with me. And I do recommend the Discord, of course. We'll decree that for now because there's not really much else we can do. Peace negotiated with the ethnic Byzantiums of Trebizond. They have a claimant to the throne in Constantinople.
At your command.
And
Commander.
we've got more military forces coming well on the way. So once we get a full stack in a bit, we'll start conquering some territory, which will be fantastic. But I do recommend the 1212 AD Discord if you haven't got and joined it, if you want to see a sneak preview of future and further updates. And I will do more Rome Remastered back on the channel, but I'm just having a little bit of a break recording it at the moment. A military alliance has been signed with the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Call to arms. The HRE have attacked Sicily. England want to side with them. I guess we side with our ally. We don't even want to be a part of the HRE anyway. Hopefully that doesn't cause problems in the east. Could you imagine if Jerusalem sided with the HRE? Potentially. Okay, we're going to build a military order priory in Antioch. And they want peace instantly for 20,000 gold. I'm not going to accept that. I'd rather the money. So, Jerusalem has attacked Georgia, which is not good. It's drawn in a lot of allies. Trebizond, the Alans, and these guys as well. I think they're a puppet maybe of the Ayyubids. I might have to break the alliance with Jerusalem for now. That's annoying. The First Crusade is coming. Okay, so we might have the Crusade for Cairo. I wonder if Jerusalem will make an alliance with me again after avoiding that war. We're still relatively trustworthy. Okay, I've mobilized my armies now. I've skipped a little bit ahead. I could have gone to Homs, Damascus, or Aleppo, but we're going to push north to our border here to go against Cilicia. So here's our army build. A lot of dismounted knights and hospitallers. And we've got a secondary army here as well, and a third on the way. Some of my family members have come of age. So, if we are to go to war with Cilicia, they do have a defensive alliance with Venice and Jerusalem, and they've not stood with them as well, which is good. So we'll move King Bo in, and we're going to need to build some siege equipment. How about the secondary army now? So this should be a good fight. We'll play this one, and we'll move in Raymond, my son and heir as well, the future king of Antioch. So the garrison's inside, along with a full stack. Okay, militia, early archers, decent amount of cavalry. So nothing too insane, which is good. Alright. New Pope elected. Okay, that siege equipment's built. Let's fight this one. Wait, where'd the army go? Oh, far out. I ended the turn and continued, and the army must have run out. Oh, they still haven't patched that? That's not a 1212 AD thing, necessarily. That's an Attila thing. When there's an army inside, they just tend to run if they don't think they can win on the coast. Well, I wanted to fight that one against Cilicia, but it's just turned into a clean-cut auto-resolve now. Yeah, where have they gone? Maybe they fled into the mountains? We'll give chase. Like, there's no way they ran that way. What? Anyway, let's replenish and repair where we can. That's strange. Well, we'll just have to find another fight to start this series off. I will have a battle in today's video. Mark my words, I'll get one. So we'll marry off Raymond and young Bo. Settlement sacked. Oh, it's because we sacked the province. Technically, that's annoying. I need to remember to occupy against Catholic Christians. It's been so long. Okay, well, I guess Cilicia is secure for now, so we could go to war with the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum, go to war with the Turks, but I think we're better off heading south, because we want to eventually go to the Crusading Cairo. It's going to take us quite some time to get down there, so yeah, I guess we go to war with the Ayyubids, you know what I'm saying? Because it's on that way to Cairo. And we're going to have to go to war with them anyway. So we'll make an uneasy peace with the Turks and not push into their Anatolian territory for now. So let's move the faction leader. And then his son and heir as well can follow. So we've got a couple of options. We could strike Aleppo. I feel like going eastward is probably not the play. I think going further south, maybe getting Homs. I think they do have a lot more territory over in the Far East there. So there's Damascus and Jerusalem. And then there's Cairo, way further south. We've actually got really good relations with them, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, they've got a defensive alliance with Venice. Huh. Wouldn't have thought that. I guess we war deck them now, actually. Because we're going to start moving through their lands. Oh, Jerusalem's not standing with us, really? Mecca's going to go with them, but that's fine. That's so far south in the peninsula. That puppet's not going to be a concern. So, we'll move our territory to Homs, and we'll siege it out. And we could have our first fight for the series inside here. We'll build some siege equipment. But war with Antioch, the Crusade states and the Ayyubids kick off. So we currently have 2 full stacks in operation, with a 3rd on the way. The Turks actually want a trade agreement. Had a noble birth as well. And although the Kingdom of Jerusalem aren't at war with them, they've moved an army up. Will they... Like, will you join the war now? No, you are at war with them. Or maybe they're going to come in as reinforcements then. If we can get this alliance over the line, the Principality of Antioch and the Kingdom of Jerusalem, brothers in arms, could fight with each other. And the Ayyubids are moving up another army here. Okay, so just a lot of alliances back and forth. They've got 2 full stacks, which is good to see. We'll move Raymond, my son and heir, to the border. I guess we could take Aleppo. It might be a good buffer zone. Because we don't need to send that other army south, I guess, if the Kingdom of Jerusalem are going to help out. But the Ayyubids have moved up their forward operating armies. Saladin comes, and there's a full stack as well. Now reinforcing. Yeah, so 5,000. Yeah, nearly a 10,000 man battle. Well, this should be a good one. The Battle of Homs. The Crusaders states fight together against the Ayyubids, who have heard of the siege of Homs, and they don't want to lose it, so they've sent up an army to help out as well. So the Battle of Homs, 1217 AD. Let's have the first battle for the series. Let's go. Shame there's no fantastic general speech like there is in Rome Remastered. So we've got Crusader reinforcements coming from the rear. We could allow them to do most of the fighting and the dying. You know what I mean? Like, allow them to take the city while we deal with the army outside. Let's reorganize this slightly. So we do have 6 units of cavalry, which is quite a bit. Mostly Crusaders and Antioch forces. The rest of my army made up of dismounted spearmen and Hospitallers and Templar knights. But you're most looking to pause and have a look at this. So here are the Templar Sergeant Spears, the early variant. Moving further along down to our Antioch ethnic units. How fantastic do these guys look? The 1212 AD team and their models, they just really outdo themselves. Dismounted Templars, then Hospitallers of course, and then the second line of archers here. Cavalry in the third line. A little bit of a mismatch. Oh, here are those Armenian archers that we recruited from the mercenary pool. Christian Armenians keen to earn a coin, fighting in the Levant. And here are our Antioch Cavalry, and we've even got those Armenian cavalry still as well. So it's quite a unique and diverse army roster. But there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, or soon to be, King Bohemund of the Principality of Antioch. So we're 2 regions. We might even be able to form our Kingdom of Antioch soon. Be on par with Jerusalem and Cyprus. But their reinforcements are now coming up. I wonder if the AI would take the siege equipment. we do have 2 units of battering rams. The rest being ladders. But sometimes if you take the... like you essentially unequip from the siege equipment, sometimes the allied AI can take it up. So the Ayyubid reinforcements are coming in here with a full stack. This isn't Saladin's force, which is a little bit further behind. Let's pause and have a look at them. So here are the Ayyubid units. I have done a Eastern Ayyubid campaign a while ago now. But maybe I should do some more Eastern factions, because they've got some of the best looking and unique units in the game. I tend to focus on more European factions because I think they're more enjoyable, but I don't know, might be worth mixing things up. Okay, personally for me. So let's get our entire army to deal with the reinforcing units. We'll ignore the siege for now. So let's rotate everyone. Let's allow our cavalry to go from the 3rd line to the 1st. And we might even be able to run down this reinforcing army if we're quick enough. So we'll rotate and pivot now. So this might actually turn into 2 battles. The Crusader skirmish on the outskirts, and then the siege for Homs. If we can... if we can make this Crusader ride out anything like a Deschâtillon's charge in the Kingdom of Heaven, that'd be cool. So it looks like the Ayyubid cavalry is moving forward and screening and protecting towards the front, while our Crusaders have managed to form up a bit, but we want to try and charge these light cavalry coming in. Maybe even try and pin down those, hit these skirmishers from the side. But the Antioch Crusader cavalry are clashing on the outskirts of Homs, as the Ayyubid reinforcements can't make their way into the city. We'll give out those attack orders again. The Armenians and the mounted Hospitallers charge. For God, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. And for the Kingdom of Heaven. I guess that's what they would scream out as charging. Right, pull that back there. Target those archers now. The cavalry has been neutralized, perfect. And if we can swarm, surround and harass and pin down this reinforcing army, it'll put us in such a tremendous position. So advantageous going forward in this campaign. Some of those units have been caught a little bit there. Make sure we neutralize those archers. Archers and skirmishers. And javelin men in Total War Attila are just so powerful, man. You really got to target and focus and phase those guys out if you can. Let's move my infantry up, reorganize them, and we'll cycle charge my cavalry in and out against the enemy force. Good charge there from the Crusader cavalry. That should be the last of that unit. Now what I'm hoping is the Allied Crusaders basically take my siege equipment while I'm focusing on these guys. Our infantry has arrived. And sword, shield and axe combat has kicked off. Our Antioch archers and our Armenia archers are helping out as well. So we've only lost 100. they've lost quite a bit. Now, even though they're spears, we should be able to charge into them and deal some damage. But the Crusaders are fighting fearlessly against some of Saladin's chosen forces. You got to give it to the Ayyubids. They are fighting for the freedom and independence of Holmes. A valiant cause. Alright. We'll get my spearmen to try and pin down theirs. And we'll try and hit this unit from multiple sides. Even though it's forming up. Oh, these guys don't stand a chance. These poor African infantry units. These African conscripts. So, the reinforcing army has massively capitulated. So we're focusing on this. We're going to have to check how the Crusaders are doing in a moment. So, what's going on here? Okay. In Medieval 2, maybe that's more prevalent. Yeah. I think that's the memory I'm recalling and reciting. I think if you leave ladders, siege towers, and battering rams on the ground, you drop them, and you've got an allied reinforcement coming on. I think it's more so Medieval 2. But I swear I've seen it in Rome 2 and Attila. I don't know. Perhaps I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. So they're just going up there with their cavalry and swordsmen, just trying to hack down the wall melee-wise, which is quite an insane and absurd position to take up. But we've nearly completely neutralized this reinforcing army, which will be fantastic for the Crusaders. And then that's 3 settlements down. 1 more to go before we can become the Kingdom of Antioch. But we're still very far away from getting those 18 regions. Let's get some cinematic shots there. Bring them down. Carve up the retreating men, boys. Put your backs into it. Hack and slash. Move forward. Hospitallers and Templars fighting together, hand to hand. Getting knocked over and taken down in a cornfield. Quite literally being used for fertilizer. Poor guy there getting stabbed in the back. But let me know in the comments, guys, feedback and suggestions for the video. We'd like me to expand and conquer. The enemy general is now dead, and the reinforcing army, trying to relieve and help the city, are now in a full retreat. Okay, so let's completely capitulate them, because they are coming in as reinforcements, so they do have the opportunity to escape. There is another army nearby, so hopefully they don't essentially reunite and rally up with them. So we want to try and utterly crush and destroy the reinforcing Ayyubids. But yeah, 18 regions is quite a task. There's a fair amount of territory in the east that we can go for. Now that we're at war with the Ayyubids, naturally taking most of their territory is probably the play. We'll slowly start making our way to Egypt. We've still got room. We could even betray the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Depending on how, like, the Abbasid Caliphate and those forces in the Far East and their puppets sort of adapt to the changing Crusader world. They could come in, or I don't know. We'll see how we go. You never know. The Byzantines could just like swarm everything, or the Turks. So it's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait to see how this campaign ends up. So, settings the Crusade states didn't go for that siege equipment, I guess we can equip to it, and we'll help out in the siege. Because at the moment, they are trying to manually take Homs, trying to chip away with mere swords against the gateway. Such a strange sight. But they're forming up here in front of palm trees. However, the Crusader states of Jerusalem and Cyprus do have some misses with them. They've got some crossbows doing quite well, arcing their shots up and over the walls. So they've done a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. We could move up the ram for support. I don't know if they're going to be able to break it through there. But the Ayyubids inside are trying to make up a 2-unit block position in front of the gateway. We can speed things up here now as we've reattached to that siege equipment and then make our way to the walls. Okay. Let's move my archers up. So they haven't spread too well out throughout this city siege. Yeah, it's like 90% in our favour now. So once we get inside, I wouldn't imagine that the garrisoned Ayyubids would give us much of a opposition, but they could do. Form up with my cavalry. Our archers now getting some shots off. They're going to be better than those crossbows arcing their shots up and over. Some of the foot knights skulking in the palm trees for whatever reason. Skulking like damn Skaven. So, if we can get some decent volleys off, we might even be able to capitulate them from the outside. It's just making our way in. Now, even though we won the reinforcing fight there, we did take some casualties in doing so. Nearly lost a full unit of Hospitallers. Some of my Templar sergeants, spear variants as well. Look a little bit green around the gills. Same with some of those cavalry. We did lose a couple. So we'll send our... Okay, so we've made our way in. Oh my god, check this out. The Kingdom of Jerusalem are just swarming units forward. We don't even need to get the siege equipment up. They were able to eventually take it. Now they're just sending everyone forward. Oh my god. Sometimes the AI, man, just gets to me. They should have such more self-preservation, but I guess it could work. If they can steamroll and charge heavy Crusader cavalry, and they might be able just to break through, just sledgehammering their way through. And we can speed things up here. We haven't even got any of our own boys inside. So we protected the reinforcing coming in. And then the Kingdom of Jerusalem, I guess more natural Crusaders and sieges wanted to take the city. But we definitely did the right thing, focusing on that reinforcing army first, because if that gets in, particularly in such the narrow corridors and choke points of a city, would lose so many more Antioch, Crusader, and overall Christian lives. Because those arrow towers would be just ripping us to pieces. But the brave Kingdom of Jerusalem are making their way through slowly but surely, tirelessly in the tides of blood and sweat and horrors as they make their way in. They're pushing them back slightly. We are hitting them with archer support. Well, friendly fire more than anything. But if we can allow them to do most of the fighting and the dying, that'll be good. So we don't need our battering rams anymore. We'll just send up the ladders. Just to sweeten the odds. Okay. Trying to target some of the Hasfid infantry at the back. So, more closer to 8,000 man battle than 10. If you round it up, it's 10, I guess. But a good first fight against our natural enemy, the Iubids. Shame Cilicia didn't put up a fight. It's just strange what they did. Just fled into the sea from whence they came. Those Crusader Cavalry are finally routing one, now two units on the inside, 3 to 4 now wavering. They mustn't be holding on for too much longer. Still, that arrow fire support is rip-roaring through. Surely they're about to capitulate. There mustn't be any more of them, yeah. And the full Iubid garrison now is wavering and in a retreat. Oh, there's only... No, they're back in. A cavalry unit and a spear. 1, 2 left. One cavalry unit holding out. Not anymore. Same with the spearmen as well. And that should be the end for them.
We hunger for battle.
Okay, guys, so now we've taken Holmes. I've pushed a other army up to Aleppo. We'll be able to take that, and should be able to form the Kingdom of Antioch. We'll take Aleppo here now with a clear-cut order resolve. We outnumber them 2 to 1, and we'll send the 3rd Crusader army to help out. Decisive victory for Antioch in the north. A decisive one. And now we can start sacking if we want, but we'll loot and occupy. Thankfully now, we're not taking and fighting Christian lands. We can just sack and take most of the money. So that's always good, fighting another faction that's not of the same culture as you. That's why the Crusader states, the Byzantines, and even the Spanish kingdoms to some extent have an easier campaign. But a good start for episode 1. So they've got another 4... well, let's push north again. If they've got more territory in the north there, then Mosul's not under their control. Okay, so unfortunately there, Salahuddin and his army have pushed further south. So we'll give chase to him as he falls back to his stronghold of Jerusalem for now. Looks like the Crusaders are mobilizing. After helping us out in Homs, they've relocated back to Acre. I don't think we're going to make our way to Jerusalem, and we don't want the Kingdom of Jerusalem to take any of this territory, so we'll move to Damascus and we'll try and take it and learn the secrets of that famed Damascus steel, I guess. And we can't continue to push further up just yet. We've moved into Aleppo so we can get glass working and manufacturing done. Hey, so we can found a kingdom now. The first achievement of ours that we've set out. So it's only 4 regions to actually call yourself a kingdom, so we'll definitely get that done. We are officially named the Kingdom of Antioch. How fantastic is that? We're also strength ranked 10. So let's end the turn and continue as we march to the ancient city of Damascus. Oh, the Crusader states have pushed in here now, and they've sent units up towards me. Crikey. I'm usually quite quiet during my end turns, because I usually skip them and edit them out, because nothing usually happens. But there's an interesting event there. I do show it when that happens. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... What? That's strange. We'll block the promotion and decree for this one. For my son. Okay, so... 1, 2... Okay, there's really 2.5 stacks. And Jerusalem's there. I guess we siege Damascus? Oh, wow. There's going to be a massive fight for this. The Obers don't want to leave the city undefended. I guess we push south. We'll siege this out. We can't attack in one turn. But the Kingdom of Jerusalem really helped us out in the last fight. There's no reason why they shouldn't this time around. So with that 5,000 reinforcing, we should be able to push back those 2 additional stacks that have come up. And we've got a 4th army. And then eventually a 5th on the way. I still haven't forgot about the Crusade for Cairo. We'll definitely have that in this series. From what I can remember, it's even been patched and updated since the last time I've played this mod. So let's replenish and repair in our positions, because we need to get that Catholic conversion up and running. And we'll build some siege equipment here in the north as well. We might actually not be able to take that. We'll pull back, because we'll wait for that army to come up. There we go. We'll let Raymond, who was more of a prolific attacker, and then we'll move his brother in. So, King Bo's 2 sons in the north, earning fame and glory for their crown and country. Okay, so let's give out some of these skills for our agents as well. I might need to move this priest further south. Tactician and motivator is always quite good. Alright, let's end the turn and continue. Oh, what? Oh, you Crusader cowards. They pulled back. Oh my god. We have to retreat. It's so annoying. Oh no. Oh, we've been baited here massively. Oh, this is really, really bad. Well, I'll do a save, and unfortunately, we'll end this episode here on a massive cliffhanger. So we marched down together to Damascus, and the Crusader states left us to our own demise. My god, we can never forget or forgive that. Why would they do that? We besieged Homs last time, like literally the same play. And they came in and helped. Well, maybe they noticed us being a little bit cheeky, a little bit cheesy. I kind of admire the AI for doing that. But we might lose a full stack. We might lose our current position in Homs. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Hopefully, we don't lose this entire army. But I guess we could. We could lose the faction leader in episode 2. Coming out soon. But thanks guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Without further ado, I'm going to play the outro now. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already with the bell notification on. Let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the video, and feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to support the channel and follow me on my social media links, they are all linked in the description below. We've got the series playlist that you can access. You can also have a look at my gaming and recording equipment. If you want to get yourself some cheap games, check out the links. You can support me on Patreon if you want. Channel members are available. Use creator code SimpzyTotalWar on the Epic Games Store checkout to flick me a couple of bucks. We've got Twitter, Discord, merchandise, Facebook, Steam group, Instagram, Twitch, and Google Plus links all in the description below as well. But above all, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. Goodbye.